Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Vivian Rose. So in this week's episode, we're going to be going over how to be positive and entering your positive girly era. And I absolutely am so excited to get into the episode because honestly, I really have been not like fully negative, but kind of just like in the middle recently. And I figured out it was because my period was going to come on soon. So I totally understand that now. But it's just really hard to stay positive. So I have a lot of tips and practical tricks to show you guys in this week's episode to help you guys to stay positive every single day. So let's get right into the first segment that we usually do, which is Monday motivation. So a tip for better mornings, that's what it's going to be about today. A tip for better mornings is to pretend there's a camera following you and they're filming Vogue Diary of a Model. Like, I don't know if you've seen Vogue's videos, but they do like 24 hours Diary of a Model, and it's like super cool. Like, they show them when they wake up, just their whole day routine when they have a show. So if it's really hard for you to get out of bed, pretend that there's like a Vogue camera guy or whatever right there filming you, and you're just going through your whole morning. Talk through it, show it to like the imaginary camera, just go through the whole thing. It's super fun and I just love doing it. Next is the fashion icon of the week, which is, I don't know if I've done her already, but I probably have, but I just absolutely love her style. And her makeup is Cindy Kimberly. I probably did her last week. I honestly can't even remember, but Cindy Kimberly is literally like the most gorgeous woman ever. She's so pretty, and I just love her makeup so much. Like, I watched a lot of her Vogue videos, and she did a Vogue 7 Days, 7 Looks that was just absolutely so cute, and her style is just like, oh my gosh, chef's kiss. It's just perfect. I love her outfits, her style. Her makeup is what drew me into her at first. Like, I was like, who is this girl? Because her makeup is like automatically like just gorgeous. So go search her up on Pinterest if you don't know who Cindy Kimberly is, because she is literally like so pretty. Next is a quote of the week, which is, control how you respond to things that are sent to destroy your peace. I love that quote so much because it can help you to prioritize your inner peace and prioritize not trying to be, like Taylor Swift says, a pathological people pleaser. Just prioritizing your inner peace and not letting anything into your life that could potentially harm that peace. Next is the weekly recap. So this is just what I've been up to recently. I haven't really been doing too much lately, but school started, and school, like, it's okay. I went to junior year, so I'm in 11th grade right now, and if you are outside the United States or you're not familiar with the U.S. school system, then that means I'm just like the year before, like senior year. I'm like the year before the last year of high school. So I'm really like nervous, but I'm actually pretty excited. I'm going to take the SAT like in June of 2024, and I'm going to take it because I actually have another college that I really want to go to, and they require you to take the SAT. So I'm obviously going to take the SAT, and yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be in the little studying university type of like schoolgirl aesthetic era. I'm a little bit nervous for it because obviously this is something I've never done before. I've never been in the 11th grade before, but I'm just going to trust in myself and believe in myself and just push through it and go through it. Of course, have my mental health days, my self-care days, all those cute little things, and just like romanticize the school season. It's just like the funnest thing ever. I really recommend you do it if you find it hard to get yourself up and go to school, or if you're homeschooled like me, just do your schoolwork, because it can be pretty difficult. But yeah, that's what I've been up to, and I went shopping a lot, obviously. And this upcoming Saturday, I'm actually going to a skating rink thing, and they have like a night where they play all Taylor Swift music. So I'm like super stoked for that. So I'm excited to go to that. And I think that's it lately. My memory is kind of like bad, so I can't really remember every single thing. But I think I'm going to see my grandparents this upcoming week, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That what I've been up to this week. The featured listener this week is Grace. I love Grace so much. She's like the sweetest person ever. She's always like messaging me on Pinterest, telling me like how her day was. She asked me how my day was. We'll just talk and stuff. She's a really sweet girl, and I just really like love her personality. She's like super kind. She reminds me of one of those girls that you like see like on a 2000s movie. She's super nice, super sweet, and she's always talking so highly about the podcast. So thank you so much, Grace. Next is a journal prompt of the week, which is, what is a lesson you had to learn recently? So I would definitely pause the episode and do the journal prompt, or you can do the journal prompt after you listen to it. But I just really love to journal every single day. It's like a form of free therapy. I really do enjoy it. Now let's get into the actual episode on entering your positive girly era. So first, my tips and stuff is get a gratitude journal. Reflecting on the things that you're grateful for in your life creates positivity, whether you know it or not. Like just going through at least 5 things in your day that you're happy for or happy that are in your life. It can just be so nice. Just be grateful for even the smallest things, like things that you take advantage of, like having your eyesight or being able to walk, being able to even get out of bed each day. Just the smallest things that we just happen to overlook every single day. Just be grateful for them, because a lot of people don't have the things that we have. We should be grateful that we have them. Like think about the house that you live in, or if you live in an apartment, the apartment that you live in. You should be grateful for that apartment, and just spreading more gratitude to others and into your everyday life can really just promote positivity, just really make you more happy. So I just recommend you to write at least 5 things a day that you're happy or you're just so grateful to have in your life. And of course, there's the 5-minute journal, but the 5-minute journal is pretty pricey. I just like to look up different journal prompts and 5-minute journal prompts from the actual journal on Pinterest, and they give it to me, and it's completely free. Next is to give back to others. So of course, we are going to fill up our cup first. We prioritize the self-care. We prioritize things that need to come first. We fill up our own cup. But once you're done with that, spread your kindness with others. Giving back to others and just being kind in general will make you feel happier about yourself. And don't be a people pleaser, of course. Just be a nice person. You know how you go around different people at school if you go to like public school, but even just people in general, like if you just go around people and you can just tell they have such like a negative vibe and stuff like that, they're rude to people. Why be like that when you can choose happiness? Choose happiness over everything, you guys. I'm serious. Choosing happiness can be like the gateway to just like a paradise almost. Like it's just super nice, and it's just such a great way to give back. Just giving back by just being kind to people, holding a door open for people. If we see somebody who's maybe like injured with like crutches or something, open up the door for them. Just like, of course, stay safe. Don't like do things, people might kidnap you or whatever, but like just be the best you that you can. Like if you see a teacher who needs help, or if you see somebody who's getting picked on, if you see somebody getting embarrassed, even if you don't know that girl, go stand up for her. Why don't you just be kind? Choose kindness and just be a nice person overall. Next is to whenever something negative comes up, switch it to a positive. And I absolutely love this so much. I do it like in my everyday life. And remember, it's happening for you and not to you. I actually learned this from Jade and Haley's podcast, Busy Yet Pretty. And I just love it so much because it makes so much sense. Like maybe your mom gets mad at you or something, but not like, like purposely, like, oh my God, you suck. No, your mom wouldn't do that. But I'm saying like if she gets mad at you because you may not have done something that she told you to do, or like maybe you didn't try your best on like a test or something like that, just remember that all she wants is to help you, and this is happening for you. She's teaching you morals for you. She tells you can't go see something, or you can't watch this, you can't read this, or if you can't do this, just remember it's happening for you, not to you. She's teaching you morals and values, and this is happening for you, not to you. Try to view things from a different perspective. That always helps me to just see things from a parent's perspective or see things from another person's perspective. When maybe you're trying to do a party or going to a party where you don't know anyone, that can be really scary and nerve-wracking, but just try to think of it as a chance to make new friends. Next is surround yourself with positivity. So spend time with people who uplift and inspire you. Avoid negative influences that bring you down. That's really, really big, because honestly, you become the people who you spend the most time with. So you do not want to become those negative people who just have negative auras, negative energy. You don't want to be around people like that. Stop making excuses for your fake friends and distance yourself from them. Sienna, from Pinterest. I was like, what's the app called? From Pinterest, she actually told me about one of my friends and stuff like that. They're actually like a fake friend, and she doesn't even know the girl in real life, but she was able to spot that out, and I didn't even know, and I literally see that girl like all the time. So like, it just takes simple things like that. Just stop making excuses for those people and distance yourself from them, because whether you know it or not, they're putting like a bad energy on you. Like when you go around them, you may notice that you just like start to not be as happy as you were before, because their negative energy is rubbing off on you. So just try to surround yourself with people who you admire, because like I said, that quote says that you are who you spend the most time with, and we do not want to become a negative person. Next is to focus on the present. This is like my favorite part of the whole episode, because this is something that I'm actually working on right now. So practicing mindfulness and focusing on the present moment is just like an amazing thing to do, because it can really be harmful to dwell on past regrets or worry like excessively about the future, and this can be hard because it's something I'm working on, like I said. And stop regretting past mistakes because it can't be changed now. That's something that I've really been struggling with, because past mistakes, there's no way you can go back in time and fix them. You learn something for it, it's over, so there's nothing you can do. You have to just let it go. Pray to let it go. Journal to let it go. Do what you have to do to let that go. Right now, stop thinking about those past mistakes and live in the present, okay? Every time you catch your brain trying to remember a past mistake, stop it immediately before you can even get into the thought. Stop it before you can get into the complete thought, because literally that will ruin your whole day just thinking about and dwelling on your past mistakes. And you learned from that mistake and now it's over. So move on with your life. The same for the future. You can't change the future or unforeseen occurrences, so just learn to live in the present and stay there. It's much more peaceful, and it's just such a better time in life just living in the present. Something that I really like to do that I learned from the Healthy But Human podcast is actually different ways to stay present. It's like this 5 senses practice that therapists teach you. So you do it while you're doing something, or if you're feeling really anxious about something. So this is how it goes. So you think about 5 things that you can see right now, 4 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can feel, if you're walking your dog or something, 2 things that you can smell, and then 1 thing that you can, there's another one, I can't remember that last sense, I think it's taste. But, of course, I know my 5 senses, but I'm talking about in that therapy practice. So it's a really cool idea to make yourself aware of what's going on around you. Just stay in the present. Next is to engage in positive self-talk. So I really love this because it's actually really harmful to just talk negative to yourself. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. I love positive affirmations because it can just really help you to be kind and compassionate towards yourself. You can find so many of those over on Pinterest, and in my older episodes I have different mini episodes just full of positive affirmations. So I definitely recommend you guys listen to those episodes if you want to get more into positive affirmations. You can also journal down your positive affirmations as well as repeating them, and it'll just you start to believe it in your subconscious mind. Next is to be physically active. So regular exercise is actually it releases endorphins, just like Elle Woods says on Legally Blonde. She's always exercising and stuff like that because it releases endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. It elevates your mood and reduces stress. So even if you don't have to do no HIIT workout or cardio workout, you can literally find Pilates and yoga workouts that are 10-15 minutes on YouTube that are super easy to do. You don't need any equipment, and it's just really easy ways, so you have no excuse to get physically active. Next is to cultivate hobbies and passions. So engaging in different activities that bring you joy and just fulfillment in your everyday life. And if you don't think you have a hobby right now, try new things. Sign up for a dance class, sign up for a pottery class, take singing lessons, watch different people that you know or different people online, see what their hobbies are and try out what they do. If it doesn't work, that's fine. Just move on to the next thing. If it does work, you've got yourself a new hobby. It's easy things to do. Even if something that you like right now, try to pursue it. It doesn't have to be a career pursuit, but it can be something that you just like to do in general. Set aside time each day to cultivate that hobby. Having hobbies can really just provide you with a sense of purpose and satisfaction in your daily living and stuff like that. It can just be super fun and just give you a reason to get up in the day, because it's just oh my god, I get to do this hobby later today. It's just super exciting. Next is to set realistic goals. So break down your aspirations or your daily intentions and just manage them into different steps. And you can obviously celebrate your progress on the way. That can really make you more positive. But I'm saying set goals, little goals. When you do your little to-do list each day, make your bed, brush your teeth. Checking off things on your to-do list can really just make you happy and just makes you feel so accomplished for the day. And that just goes ahead and builds a positive day. Next is to practice forgiveness. Not just for others, but also for yourself. So let's talk about for others first. So let go of grudges and resentments towards other people, because honestly, we forgive each other freely. Jesus forgave, in that example he was talking to Peter with, forgive others up to 77 times. Of course, it's not literally 77 times. It's just an example. You forgive each other freely. because God and Jesus, they forgave us. So why not forgive other people for things that like are such a smaller scale than what they forgave us for? And so I just really recommend you guys just to let go, and it could just really do yourself a favor. Just thinking about that resentment and that grudge and stuff, it's just such a heavy weight on you. Just let it go and move on with your life. You don't have to have an apology from that person to move on. Just continue with your life. Life goes on, like BTS song. It just literally goes on. And also, forgiveness can liberate you from negative emotions. You know, when you think about those like trying times in your life where maybe you start to hold that grudge or your resentment started to build towards that person, there are obviously negative emotions that are going to pop up in your life, and nobody wants to think about negative emotions all the time. So I just really recommend you to let those thoughts go and just keep going. Next is for yourself. So forgiving yourself is one of the hardest things I have ever learned to do. I'm still learning how to do it, but forgiving yourself is so difficult, and I completely understand how it can be very hard for you to do, but you have to take small steps. It's for the better, I'm telling you guys, because forgiving yourself can just make it more easier just to get up every day. You don't have to keep thinking about different past mistakes you made. You can live in the present. You can forgive yourself from different things that you may have said to people because you've done all that you can. So just forgive yourself. That person already forgiven you. The only person who needs to be forgiven is yourself. So just think about that. Next is connect with nature. So spending more time outdoors and appreciating nature's beauty. It's just so uplifting. It's just so like feminine. I love it so much. Like just going outside to the park. You can go like see the flowers. You can plant like a little garden. Just doing different things outside, outdoors can just really help you to connect with nature. And next is to learn from challenges. So instead of dwelling on your failures or things that you maybe just didn't do too good on, or your challenges, view them as opportunities for growth and learning, and not just something that you completely flunked out on. Just view it as you learn from that. Now you don't have to do that again. It's just an opportunity to cultivate that growth mindset even more than what you're doing already. Next is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So eating well and getting enough sleep and avoiding, I'm not gonna say it's like in a weird way, but you know how some kids at school, like they'll just be smoking outside and stuff. Avoid those things, because obviously, like us it girls, we don't smoke or anything like that, but I'm saying don't feel the need or the pressure to smoke with those people, because I know how peer pressure feels, but you do not have to give into it. Anyway, maintaining a healthy lifestyle can really help you to be positive, like just getting enough sleep, at least like 8 hours. It depends on each person, but I like to get at least 8 hours of sleep at night. Just eating well, eating things that doesn't make me feel like I'm being just like pulled down or weighed down throughout the day. Eating things that make me feel nourished and just more upbuilded and nice every single day can really just have me be able to be positive and just feel better about myself. Next is to engage in positive media. So when I say that, I mean like instead of being on TikTok all day, read different like self-improvement books that can help you with your anxiety, or just different books in general that you just like to read. Watching movies that are like comfort movies, listening to music that leaves you feeling inspired and uplifted, just doing different things like that can just really give you a positive day and a positive sense of mind. Practicing deep breathing and relaxation techniques can really help you too. Box breathing is incredible. So how box breathing works is you're like, people in the military do this, so this is literally like proven to work. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4 seconds, you breathe out for 4 seconds, and then you just exist for 4 seconds. So it's pretty easy, and it can just really help you with your anxiety and just to get back on track with your breathing. Just meditating and different things like that every single day can just really help with focusing throughout your day, especially if you're having a school day. It can just really help with different things like that. And just help you to remain calm. Surrounding yourself with positive reminders is a great thing too. Placing motivational quotes, photos, or objects that inspire you in your living like space or like your room or whatever. Like with my collage photos, I put different pictures that uplift me on there, or not pictures that make me feel sad, you know. I put different quotes on there so that when I wake up in the morning, I see this positive quote that can just really help me to have a positive day. Lastly is to embrace your imperfection. Accept that nobody is perfect, including yourself. Don't try to romanticize Nina Sanders from Black Swan, because what she was going through is not good at all. Yes, it's a good movie, but no, it's not like something you should romanticize. And like perfectionism, I go through it a lot, and it's not pretty. You shouldn't have to romanticize perfection, because honestly, who would do that? Like, it's something hard that you go through. You don't want to make it last longer than it actually is. So I just recommend you just let go perfectionism. I think I talked about it in a previous episode, but just let go perfectionism. Realize that no one is perfect, including you, and just focus on progress rather than perfection. And just another thing, if you're afraid of failure, then just remember that failure, like when people be like, I'm a failure is it's an action, not an identity. You failed at something. You are not a failure. So I just like to remember that sometimes if I don't do too well on a test, or if I don't do too well on something that I wanted to complete for myself. That is the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it gave you different ways to remain positive in your life and just have a good outlook on life every single day. And I really appreciate you guys listening to the episode, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!